If I know that in this hotel room they have food every day, and I'm knocking on the door every day, if I know to eat, and they tell me, open the door, let me see the party every day, let me see like them throwing salami all over the, I mean, just like throwing food around, or they're telling me there's no food in here. You know what I'm saying? Every day, I'm standing outside trying to sing my way in. You know what I'm saying? We are hungry, please let us in. We are hungry, please let us in. After about a week, that song is going to change to we hungry, we need some food. After 2-3 weeks, it's like, you know, give me on the food, breaking out the door. And after a year, and you just like, you know what I'm saying, a pick in the lock coming through the door blasting, you know what I'm saying? It's like you hungry, you reached your level, you don't want any more. We asked 10 years ago. We was asking with the Panthers. We was asking with them, you know, with the civil rights movement. We was asking. You know, now those people that were asking, they're all dead and in jail. So now what do you think we're going to do?
But it occurred to me that Alton's been in this struggle, and I'm very concerned about how we're progressing in it. So I thought a lot about it, sisters and brothers, and titled what I want to share with you tonight called Black People Still Don't Get It. All right. All right. For some time now, I have been trying to get the idea over that Black people must take charge of their lives and those of their children. All right. We can't leave this to other people to do. All right. Because they're not going to do it. All right. And we cannot sit around wringing our hands and shaking our heads and talking. All right. It's getting late, brothers and sisters, especially for our children. Now, when it gets to the point that the way we live is destructive, all right, and leads to our extermination, right, then we have to think about what has happened to our culture. Well, and we need to take a long, serious look at our condition now. Amen, go right there. Good. If culture is the sum total of artifacts which any group accumulates in its struggle for survival and autonomy, right, then it's dynamic because it's a struggle. It's not static. It doesn't stand still and never change. Right. It changes with the condition, okay? Because as you try to survive and to be self-autonomous and the conditions change that keep you from doing that, you change in order to combat those conditions. Yeah. Am I making sense to you? Yeah. Okay. Now, what is survival? I mean, you know what? Survival means that the group has to do at least three things. One, the group has to see that each individual member keeps himself or herself in good enough mental, right, moral, spiritual, and physical health, right, long enough to reproduce that self and then take care of whatever you reproduce. Right. That's the least. All right. If you don't do that, the group dies. It's gone. Okay. So
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. Back again with another live one with Cassidra. How you doing today, Cassidra? You doing all right?
I'm good. How you doing? That was good forecast. But you know the sad thing, we still don't get it. That was
Dang,
good
if you
though.
speaking, I can't hear you. Hold on. All right, keep speaking.
You can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I'll go out and come back in. I can hear me, but you guys can't
All
hear
right,
me.
yeah, Cassidra, I can't hear you unless I turn it on to YouTube. So I'm gonna go out and come back in. So just keep talking, and I'm gonna come right back.
Okay, I got you. Okay. Hey everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. But that was a good little thing with the clip that he played. But that's still truth today. Um, so you saying Jeremiah? Okay, he said he could hear. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. It's early for you, Thompson. Jermaine, is that Jermaine Thompson? Thanks for tuning in. It's early, but or early for me, late for you. But thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. But yeah, sad part about it is we still don't get it. We still don't get it.
Can you hear me now,
And
Cassidra?
we still trying to get it. And that's the sad part about it. And things keep getting worse. Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, okay. But yeah, that was a good little thing. That clip was good because we still don't get it. That's the sad part about it. We still trying to
Hey,
get it.
Cassidra,
But yeah,
I
I'm
think you
glad you're
got a,
here. I'm glad you can hear us.
I think you got a delay
Huh?
when I talk. Yeah, I think you'll hear me like a second later.
Oh, I hear you good. I
Yeah,
hear you
you hear
good.
me.
You want
I
me to
think
come
it's
out?
a
You want
delay
me to go
though.
out and come
Yeah,
back? Yeah, I can. I'll go out and
yeah.
come
Hold on,
back.
I'm gonna try to go out. All right, yeah.
You want me to go out?
Now, all right, I'm gonna go out right quick and try to see if it'll fix it.
Okay. Okay. Jermaine, you say you can hear us. Okay. He said he can hear us though. Was there a delay with me? Can you hear me okay, you guys? Is there a delay when I'm talking? Oh, it's PM there. Yeah, it's AM here. It's like 5 in the morning here, 5:30.
Okay, you can hear me
Yeah,
now.
I can hear you.
All
Yeah.
right, that's
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
yeah. Now we good. I don't know why we have well, I have technical difficulties every time we
Okay.
start.
No,
I
is
don't
there a
know what
delay?
happened.
Are we good?
Must be a delay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all good. That's just trying to get you. I hear you fine though. Yeah, I hear you fine. But yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, I think it is a
we-
delay. I think you're hearing me a second later than when I'm talking. So maybe you should try to come back and try to come back in and see what happened.
okay. Let me go out and come back in.
All right, y'all, my bad. I don't know what's going on, but every time I come on here for some reason lately, the audio has a different issue. I don't know why. But to me is I hear her, but I hear her right on time, but she hearing me with a delay, so I don't know. But anyway, y'all, we back in the building, and I don't plan on making this one too long today. We'll try to get to the point. I was gonna add some history stuff to it, but we're not gonna do that because I ended up going down the rabbit hole and stuff. So, and we'll just get to it when Cassidra come back on here. But yeah, I know, Jermaine. I don't know. It ain't me. It's like something going on with the technical, with the audio and all that stuff. Um, all right, Cassidra, can you hear me? You on mute if you're talking.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you clear.
Okay.
Yeah, you still hear me?
I can hear you. Everything is good. But see, you
All right,
don't
yeah.
know that until you start. So yeah, everything is good on my end. As long as you
All right,
guys
yeah,
can hear me okay. Huh?
yeah, I hear you clear. So yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Karma, shouts out to Karma 804. And he said it could be the time zone. I don't know, cause it be doing it when I be on here by myself. I can't hear the video sometimes. I don't know what's the deal. But anyway, consider like I said, we ain't gonna go too deep on it. Shouts out to Nicole day by day. Shouts out to all of y'all. Shouts out to you. I was gonna do history, and Drapetomania, that just means like um they said a slave who runs away is crazy. They called it Drapetomania, right? But when black people was talking about running away, they be like, yo, you heard about whatchamacallit? He stole himself. So that's it means to be, you know,
What you say? You stole yourself.
yeah, they used to be like, oh, he just stole himself. But
That's crazy.
Now to get on,
Crazy.
now to get on there, right? Now do you want to play? We can skip it if you want to, consider this is a good video though. It's about like oxtail and then like how black people took oxtail. Now you know the price of oxtail, but it was a cheap dish. But then they used black people to create it. Do you want to play this, or you just want to get straight to it?
Hey, it's up to you. Yeah, this your show.
All right, we'll just play a second of it, and just to give it a second.
Ribeye, a fillet. But this is literally just a cow's tail. A century ago, it was considered garbage. The white establishment would not touch it. So how did this pile of trash become a $40 luxury item? Well, today, this isn't a story about a family recipe. It's a story about how black cooks engineered an economic flip, how they sold these systems' own trash right back to a world for $1 billion profit. So join us today while we in the American South.
Now understand, this is about how even creating your own stuff, like how you take what you have and you own it and you build your own self up. You know what I'm saying? You get away from whatever system that you depended on, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
It was cotton. In Jamaica, it was the brutal product of sugar. When cows or steers were slaughtered, the colonial establishment took the high cuts, the hams, the roasts, the steaks, the premium ribs. They took the meat that was easy to cook and easy to chew. What was left over wasn't even considered food by white folks' terms. It was biological waste. It was the intestines. It was the feet, the ears, the tail. It was the meat that was specifically designed to make you feel like you were at the bottom of the economic ladder. The system tossed away these scraps into a pile and gave them to enslaved black folks from Mississippi to Kingston. Now, this is the exact moment where most places would talk about the struggle. The textbooks would give you a whitewashed story that tells you how sad and hungry all of us were. They want you to view enslaved cooks like they were helpless victims, tossing whatever random garbage they could find into a pot to make a desperate, watery soup. But black cooks didn't have time for pity. They were too busy engineering a masterpiece. They looked at that pile of discarded bones and oxtails, and they saw what white plantation owners couldn't see. When the white owners looked at oxtails, all they saw was tough, bony, unchewable pieces of garbage. But when black cooks looked at it, they saw collagen, they saw marrow, they saw the building blocks of concentrated flavor. They realized that the system's arrogance was actually a massive vulnerability. The system thought that it was hoarding all the good meat, but they were completely unaware that they were throwing away the most flavorful parts of the animal. See, black cooks understood something that many...
All right, let's skip ahead, right? Now you see that, right? So, let's see.
They took cane sugar, burned it down to the bottom in heavy Dutch pot until it was smoking and caramelized. Using this legendary browning technique, they tossed in the oxtails and locked in that deep, dark mahogany crust and that flavor profile that is impossible to replicate with just...
So at this time, oxtails was free. They was throwing it away. They considered it garbage. You know what I'm saying? So... right, until black people took hold of it, right? And look what black people start doing with the businesses they made from even the trash,
Kicked off some years later. Millions of black Americans headed north and west to cities like Chicago, Detroit, Harlem, Oakland. And at the same time, the Caribbeans were boarding ships to London and Toronto, Miami, Brooklyn. The mid-20th century, oxtail moved from rural dirt roads into the concrete urban centers of the world. Black women opened restaurants, boarding houses, and alley cook shops that fed the massive black working class population coming off 12-hour shifts. To make a profit, these business women needed a cheap protein, and oxtails, they were dirt cheap. Why? Because white packing plant executives in Chicago and British butchers in London still thought the oxtail was trash. Black entrepreneurs bought the tails for pennies. They cooked them using methods that had been perfected by their ancestors, and they sold them by the thousands. This wasn't just a dinner service, it was an economic engine. Black families bought homes, funded churches, sent their kids to college off the profits from this trash meat.
All right, and he kind of blowing me with the loud ass music, but um, yeah. So after Black people did that, and they start seeing how Black people built their own, like you saw, like they paid for their way, got their homes, their businesses, and paid for everything else in their family just off of cooking and selling oxtails that nobody wanted. And then when they saw that, so now today
Ignoring a gold mine.
is
White chefs and corporate restaurants suddenly
down here.
discovered oxtails. They realized that the meat that we've been eating for a century was perfect for their high-end stews and Italian ragouts. They slapped it on menus and called it nose-to-tail dining, acting like they had invented the concept of not wasting the animal. This was the gentrification of poor people food. Once the establishment wanted it, the global demand skyrocketed. But there's a bit of a mathematical problem with oxtail. A 1,200-pound steer in the 90s to $5, then 8, then 10, then 14 a pound at the grocery store. The system couldn't beat the recipe, so they priced us out of our own invention. In the end, we taught that Black history.
So what you think about that though, Cassidra?
But guess what? We're still doing that today. Just like they told Africa, oh, you're a third world country. But everybody comes to Africa and get rich. Africa should look like Dubai, right? But you look around, you go, okay, you got all this land. We're importing, exporting food, right? I'm in Mauritius. We import, export. It's an island. So they import and export food, right? And I'm looking at this land and I'm like, you got all of this land. You could actually grow food here and you don't have to import, export because it's expensive to, to ship food here, right? But I'm like, why are we doing that? When you have all of this land, you have all of these people that you can actually create jobs for, but they import, export everything. And I'm like, that's so crazy to me. I don't understand that. So anytime white folk tell you it's a shithole country, then everybody look at it and say, oh, that's a shithole country. But you come in here getting rich, taking 90% and leaving these people with 10%, and then you expect them to grow. What are they growing? What are they growing with 10%? But you come and get rich and you tell everybody, oh, it's bad over there. Don't go. It's bad. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Oh, they living in jungles. They're living in huts. They living in shithole countries. Oh, the lions and Black folk shy away. But now you look and you go, this is the now. And people still scared. But you got a lot of white folk here. Oh, shit. You get on the plane, you see white folk everywhere. Why y'all here is such a shithole country? They just told you that so you won't come, so you won't invest your money. You got the Jews coming over here in Kenya, bought up all this land. They getting ready and then told Black folk, we're going to work with y'all. When the last time they worked with us? When the last time? We want to educate our children again. I'm like, here we go again. You're getting ready to get colonized again by the Jews. Again. But yeah, I understand. Just like chitlins, they made a meal out of a dookie hole of a hog, okay, because that's what they gave you to eat. Then we made a cuisine out of it, and now look, it's crazy. How much chitlins now? You go in there, I don't buy them, I don't eat them. But I'm just saying, they make this is what they do. Until white folk put a label on it, until they tell you it's good, until they tell you it's expensive, until they tell you, then it's a shithole country. And I rest with that.
Yeah. And by the way, y'all, that's probably the problem. Storm coming up, so I probably don't have no problems. But if my power go out, then I'll be back if I can. But and you probably, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but anyway, yeah, that's the thing, y'all. With chitlins and stuff, like you said, they give you the worst, the trash of it, and you make it a cuisine.
Exactly.
And now look at the price of it. I know Bakari and my brother Anthony turning over in their beds right now that the price of chitlins. They can't enjoy that good chitlins.
Oh my God. Yeah, but until white folk tell you it's good, huh? We can't come up with our own stuff ever. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
And all right, now to go on to it now, Cassidra, because why they created their own stuff, because they had to. Now we talked about this last time, but I didn't even see this part of it, so I want to show you this part, Cassidra, and it's probably gonna make you mad a little bit, to make us turned up, because it made me mad.
Court judge here in Jacksonville, Florida. The state of Florida has filed a petition for declaratory judgment. They're asking for an emergency C-section to be granted by the court.
I have not had a chance to be able to consult with my own legal representation, and I'm trying to understand how you are taking my rights away as a patient to be able to decide my own care, to give me an emergency C-section against my will.
Well, let me ask you about that. What about the risks to the child?
Anytime you go into childbirth, whether you do a vaginal or a C-section, there's inherent risk to the mother and the baby. I have other children out here in the world that need me. If I die from a C-section, nobody on this call is going to take care of my children.
Well, you have a new doctor coming on. I don't know.
Yeah, no, they don't have anybody African-American that they can give me.
Well, let me ask you. I don't know that. Then I don't find that race really has.
Of course, it doesn't.
Much to do with this, ma'am.
It does have much to do with it because historically, Black people do better when they have healthcare providers that look like them. It's nobody Black in here. I'm so tired of this. I'm over this whole situation. Like, y'all are gonna make me have level 3 tracing. How bad y'all stressing me out.
Ms. Doyle, that's what's going to be entered. I'm going to circulate this order, this proposed order, to the other attorneys. Enter this in today, not requiring anything except for an emergency basis.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate you spending
Still got to
2
say Your
hours
Honor after all that.
on a Sunday going through my medical history and fighting for my vagina and my baby.
Yeah, funny. That was cute, right? So what you think about that, Cassidra?
You already know, because I wouldn't have even been on the call. I'd have acted like I couldn't hear him. I'd have ignored him. I'd have said phone connection. I wouldn't even had all that conversation. I would have sat up there and did what I want to do, not touching my body. But she should have had a Black doctor in the first place. And Black folk know this, that they are doing this with the medical. We know this. But are we building our own hospitals? Are we building our own birthing centers? Are we building anything to call our own? Black folk back in the day, our ancestors knew this, so they started creating stuff for us. They created all of this. We had hospitals, we had schools, we had everything that they had. We had. All we had to do was put our money into it, and it would have grew. But it didn't look like theirs, so we said, "Oh, look, let's go over here and taste their ice." But shit, their ice got fucking flies in it. Their ice has all kind of stuff in it. Okay, when it comes to you. Okay, so their ice, they have 2 sets of ice. They got the ones that has the flies in it for us. Okay, and then they got the ice that's, you know what I'm saying? That anything that's related to us when it comes to them is poisonous. Hair dye, poisonous. Okay, all of this stuff, when they created for us to use, it has something poisonous in it. So why are we still wanting them to build anything for us? Why are we not building our own birthing centers? Why are we not building our own hospitals? Why are we not educating our own children? We are at a 911 and we still sitting up here depending on crackers for everything. That makes no sense to me. And I'm gonna rest with that.
Yeah, facts. So, and then they still had to make her do the C-section, right? And then put her back in court the next day after that, so.
Tell them I don't want to be on. Y'all can have your own meeting. I want to see my child.
She gave him too much conversation. I wouldn't have gave him all that conversation because the phone would have been disconnected until I get me an attorney up in here. We're not doing all of this. And I wouldn't have had nothing to say to none of them, period. She still could have had her baby the way she wanted to, but she played the game wrong. You have to play their game better than they play it. If I don't have representation, I'm not talking to nobody. Give me an attorney up in here, then we can go. But right now, I'm in labor. I'm going to be quiet because you're stressing me out and you're trying to make me need that C-section. And right now, I'm not talking. Seriously, you gotta do the game better. She gave him too much conversation. Go ahead, forecast.
Yeah, facts. And that's crazy. And that's the thing, right? And it's just like you said, though. I already knew you was gonna touch on the point that I wanted to say. That's why, I wanted to make sure you saw that, Um, now consider this part, right? So this Spanish girl is wants to make a plea to you and Nicole and all of the women in the building. So hear her out.
American men are gonna get all these Spanish, all these Mexican men, all these African American men are going to get sad when they're losing all their brown sisters to white men, because I'm telling you, girls, date a white, educated man and you will never go back to a different race or ethnicity. They just treat you so much better than any Spanish, any Mexican, even any African American men that I have ever dated or even been married to. I honestly should have dated whiter sooner. That's my only regret in life, is date white man sooner. Yes. Now, I'm not saying any white man. I'm saying an educated, sophisticated white man.
Do we see how many? Wait a minute. Okay, with that, did you show how many black women are being murdered by them? Okay, the FBI told us that the white male was the most dangerous. So we're going to listen to her? No, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, and that's stick with my own, because I know how their DNA is full of murder and hate for black women. We should have brought up some pictures as far as how many black women have been murdered by them. Period. No, let her do what she needs to do, but we going to stick with our own, because ain't no man like a black man. I'm going to stay out of danger, and I'm going to stick with my own. And I'm going to rest with that statement.
Yeah, and then you see how quick that they'll pull the women thing and try to get to divide your community, right? Like she had anything to do with us, But one problem.
She's talking to me. I don't need a white woman to tell me nothing about a white man. I already know the history. The history is not safe for us. How many of black women have died in their hands? We can pull up 25 right now, 100 right now, of how many black women have recently. I'm talking about this year, and we just started this year, 2026. We can pull up the calendar right now and see how many black women have died at the hands of a white man. We already know how they've treated you as slaves over the years, how they've treated us, and they're still treating us crazy. And you want to tell me the white man is going to treat me better? From my understanding, from my history, I see that they're not treating black women. They're killing, murdering black women and getting away with it. So you can take that and you can run with it, or you can, take that and, at your own risk. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to have to sleep one eye. I don't want to have to sleep in the bed with my gun under my pillow. Okay. I don't want to have to sleep with my knife in my hand. When I'm laying next to the enemy. I don't want to have to do that. I want to relax. No white man is going to understand what a black woman is going through. A black man is going to understand that. Only a black woman can understand a black man's pain. White women don't understand it. They'll look and do all kind of stuff with you, but still, are they going to understand your pain? But I rest with that.
Yeah, and I could have showed something about the whole mixed race thing, but I ain't gonna do that right now. But consider the only reason why.
Don't tell me to marry a white man. I want to understand the dangers of it. Don't just tell me to do it. Let's understand the dangers of marrying a white man. The dangers of it. Okay. You can see the dangers with the Nigerian who married the white woman, the OnlyFans. Okay. You can see the dangers of when the black guy who said, I wouldn't have a black dog. Didn't his white dog murder him and got away with it? I'm just saying. We can go as far as the black woman too. I can pull up some stuff right now and show you how that plays out with black women. That don't play out too well for us.
Well, consider you already know me.
African women will tell you these white men come over here, taking them back to Europe and treating them like shit. I'm just saying. And you want to tell me how great they are? When I can see for my eyes that they're not. But you go ahead and take that risk. Enter at your own risk. Date them at your own risk. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm going to let you go ahead and talk.
No, I'm saying you the thing is, Cassidra, let's see what happens when you do take that risk. You know what I'm saying? If you do, is to listen to this. You know, you ain't got to pull nothing up. You already know I got you. You know.
Oh, there you go. Okay, that's exactly what I'm pull up. Okay, go ahead.
To be friends with. Why am I talking about that? Because I am seeing more and more stories of Black people being the only person in the room at a social gathering, and somehow they are the only ones that end up either seriously injured or unalived. And I came across another story of this exact thing. I want you to take a look at this brother who apparently after a night out at a bar or a club, not sure which one it was, but they were out. And I guess they're back at the home of one of the folks, I'm assuming, because he's the only Black man there surrounded by a bunch of them. And I want you to take a look at how they treat him.
I always want to
We'll talk about it further.
DJ! You some milk? Give him some milk. Give him some milk. No, bro. You got to refrigerate. They shot that shit. Here you go. I know. Who?
Who's DJ's ride? Y'all need to get the fuck here.
Hey, you have like a broom or something? Nah, bro.
Blaine, go to the bed. Get off the stairs.
Come on.
Yo, what the hell, Cassidra? Did you see that?
I don't feel bad for him. We already told you how dangerous they are. And now you got a white woman trying to convince you that they're not. You already know your history, okay? Take what she said with a grain of salt. Do your research. Do your history lesson before you touch them beasts. It's not good to lie with animals, okay? It's not good to lie with animals. When you lie with dogs, you get fleas, right? He getting fleas right now. I don't feel bad. It's all right. Keep on laying with him. Keep on playing with them. She also did one with white women marrying white men, and how many of them died. She also did that. Did you pull that one up for her?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she did one, trying to help us and warn us. Then you had other Black women, other Black Africans warning us. I talked to an African warning us about how they come over here to having them babies, and then they taking them babies. They probably sleep with them babies. And he sent her right on back, took her to Europe. She never met his parents, never met any of his family. He treated her like crap, brought her back, kept the baby, and now it's telling everybody telling the baby she died and got the baby. He probably sleep with that baby. He probably sleep with that girl. That's probably his new wife now, his daughter.
Yeah, because you already know we got the white girl part coming up.
But I'm assuming that he knows them at least to some extent. He became the punchline, okay? The one Black person in the room. And the interesting part is that they chose chocolate milk to pour on him, put a towel over his head, etc., etc. Now, this is why I say, but that's not the case.
Black people are bred rocket science
situations like this where a Black person is the only person in the room. I will give you an example. Here in Canada, we have a young man by the name of Shamar Barnett, who on Canada Day weekend in 2024, this man here, who was supposed to be his friend and co-worker, invited him to an all-white party. And when I say all white, I just mean you wear all white, not all white people. But there were all white people at that party, and he was the only Black man there. What happened to him? Well, he ended up drowning in a pool in the home. And there were 50 different stories. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but there were so many different stories about what happened. And none of it added up. Okay, first they said that he drank too much, and when he got in the pool, he drowned because he was drunk, and he didn't listen to them when they told him not to go in the pool. Then they said they tried to pull him out of the pool. They called 911 and they tried to administer CPR, and they followed the instructions of the EMTs. And then they put a spoon in his mouth, and somehow his teeth got knocked out. There were all these things that didn't add up. The coroner report shows that there was no alcohol in his body. So there were all these things that didn't add up. Okay. But Mar, and okay, authorities ruled it out as an accidental fall while intoxicated twice. Okay. But reports say the injuries didn't fully line up, and witnesses' statements conflicted, similar to Shamar Barnett's situation, where the story just kept changing and changing. Conflicted. I don't know if you all remember this, but this young brother was on a dock with his friends, who are the folks, and they knew he couldn't swim. Aspiring medical.
Now, I don't know if you remember this one, Cassidra, but he went on the news to say, "No, I forgives them."
Oh, I remember. Absolutely, I sure do. I remember him. I sure remember him. His mama should have swallowed. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
He shouldn't even. See what I'm saying, forecast. We fail to understand. We keep trying to make friends out of foes. We keep trying to make friends out of enemies. God told you. And there is nothing good in these people, nothing. And we keep trying to call them friends, just like the young black woman who went and came, but when we come up missing around them, don't nobody go to jail with them, right? But when let them come missing around a group of black folk, everybody going to jail, everybody. But then when you come up missing around them, nobody goes to jail because they all got including 15 different stories. But nobody ever goes to jail, just like the black woman who was in a group full of white women. And then the husbands come in, and you got a sleepover. Husbands come in, about 5, all of their husbands come in, except hers. She wake up, everybody wake up except her. She on the ground dead. But nobody can tell you what happened. Nobody. Everybody got all these different stories. But they're not going to tell you that one of the sheriff's officers was married to the main woman that was there. Her husband was there. He's a sheriff person, right? But why was me in there in the first place? This is supposed to be a woman's sleepover. Why was me in there and your husband wasn't? You see what I'm saying? But this is what we do. We want to call everybody friend. That's my friend, even though they're treating you crazy. That's my friend. Kizzy did it back in the day. Remember Roots? When she called a white girl friend? At the end, what happened? Did she help her? What happened? Okay, I'm just saying. We call the wrong people friends, honey. But go ahead, I'm gonna rest with that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll read Jermaine's comment. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've been reading it. Said, sometimes you gotta take your baby out the room. You don't want them to take your baby out the room.
Oh yeah, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, you don't want them to take your baby out the room. They be breaking bones. Okay. Yeah, they be breaking bones. Your little baby bones be broke. Messing them cracks. Yeah. Then they don't get no time.
Right. And that's a part of that is like you think you want to be a part of something, and you can preach love and be down with somebody, and you could be everything but black first, right? But when we had no other choice but to be black first, we did what we were supposed to do.
We did what we needed to do.
Now, do you want to see why they was in the dark ages and why they was going to stink? Look at this, Cassidra. The Neanderthal male in its natural habitat. Dude took water out the sewer, rainwater or whatever out the sewer, and drunk it. Like, you see that?
He trying to look so shocked. Dude, you ain't shocked. People too. He's trying to act like, oh my God. But man, please. You didn't drink the same cup. What y'all talking about? You didn't drink out the same cup.
This is what y'all gotta look
Don't act like you're surprised. Get out of here.
Mm-hmm. This is the culture y'all trying to fit into here.
So the fireman right here and his wife been arrested for having sexual allegations with animals, literally raping animals. Check this out.
Wife of a Columbia County firefighter now joins him behind bars. Big City police say they found videos of the couple having sex with animals. 27-year-old Harley Hoffman was arrested today, days after her husband, 33-year-old Jordan Hoffman, was arrested on similar charges.
You said talk about why it's dangerous, Cassidra.
Images of young children. Both face charges.
Oh, I'm sorry. I cut him off. Here, listen to what else they did besides rape animals.
27-year-old Harley Hoffman was arrested today, days after her husband, 33-year-old Jordan Hoffman, was arrested on similar charges. Officers said they also found pornographic images of young children. Both face charges of child porn possession and sex with animals. Jordan also faces charges of promoting sexual performance by a child.
I don't want to hear Black culture problem ever again. Ever again. This is crazy. Like, what did I just hear?
Well, you got a sneak peek into European culture there, brother.
Well, the Epstein list told you everything. That's their culture. They sleep and eat babies, sleep with babies, eat dogs, sleep with dogs. I mean, that's what they do. And people, when we as Black people look at them and say, why ain't nobody been arrested? Because that's what they do. They're used to doing that. They sleep with their babies, they sleep with their dogs, they sleep with their moms, they sleep with their dads, they sleep with their sisters, they sleep with their brothers. That's what they do. That's their history. Do a history lesson on these people's sexual activities. They slept with cousins, they slept with brothers, they slept with their parents. This is what they do. Mendez brothers in jail now because they had to kill them little bastards. They had to kill the mom and the daddy because they were sleeping with them. They couldn't get rid of the mom and the daddy. But I'm just saying, but y'all want to tell me it's okay to marry them beasts. I'm going to pass on that. You can have that. I'm going to pass.
And drinking soda water and sleeping with dogs. And then on top of that, Cassidra, you got this.
Oh, that was good.
Who else showers at night
Oh my God.
before going to bed, only to shower again upon waking up?
Oh my God.
Who else showers at night?
No, not only that though, Cassidra, look at this one
Who
too.
don't take a bath and who don't use washcloths? I'm just asking. That was my comment when I seen that video. I had to comment on that one. I had to.
This is who, Cassidra.
It's the first thing
we fighting to be a part of.
I definitely go hair first.
Really?
Hair first.
Hair first?
Hair first.
So you wash your hair every time?
Yeah.
With shampoo?
Well, I only take like one shower every 6 days, so.
So you start with hair.
Start with hair.
And then
I'll normally do conditioner and then face wash. Then I get out.
Oh, hell no. I know you.
How long is your shower?
Like 4 minutes.
4 minutes once a week. Damn. So,
That was good. I seen one say they don't take but when they see dirt. Ain't that what do they? Well,
yeah, they said they can get in the river and it cleans them off.
can y'all hear me? Okay.
All right, yeah, I hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, I don't know what happened just now. See, it's like I don't know what's going on.
Yes, it's connection probably. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We can hear you.
All right, so check it out.
Black eyes are actually not tough and not cool. It's actually really easy to get a black eye, as it turns out. I'm learning. I'm no longer impressed by them because they actually happen really easily and out of nowhere. And it could even just be somebody like maybe trying to open a pickle jar and smacking themselves in the face on accident. And then boom, you have a black eye. It's really nothing to write home.
The hell? What the hell? We're just walking around with black eyes and that. What the hell?
Well, I don't know. Brothers is weak as hell, but fortunately, I think brothers is getting smarter. You know what I'm saying? So Shouts out to
this
brothers.
is, yeah.
You have to love black women, bro. We come from black women.
Yeah.
If you don't love black women, you don't love yourself.
There you go.
Like that's our motto. And if anybody got an issue with me telling my sons they have to love the very thing they come from, you can kick rocks. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that ain't even a debate.
I want my sons to marry black women.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. Right, because all right, now I want to show you something, and I'm gonna make it
And
quicker.
red pill is because white boys got beat.
Now, check it out. Now, I've been saying this for a long time, where white bitches are the most dangerous species that exists. Because they try to play both sides of the fence.
People know about the fact that white boys in the NICU are called wimpy white boys. And the reason why is because they have a lower survival rate than their female and minority counterparts. And I think that really translates into the world today, because what we're seeing, the reason we're in the situation we're in with Christian nationalism and the manosphere and red pill is because white boys got beat at all their games. They literally, and I'm not saying it was my husband or his father, I'm saying the system was set
But it is them.
to benefit white
Dang.
I just really find it hilarious how white women try to disassociate and put distance between their contributions to the system that benefits white men, and try to lump themselves in with, well, I'm a white woman, so I'm a minority. I mean, technically, but only compared to white.
By the way, not even technically. They got the largest population. How the hell is that a minority at all? You know what I'm saying? But I guess other than that, this brother started. I guess black people starting to read rocket science books. You know what I'm saying? So to figure out not to deal with these fools.
Men, yes.
Oh, she fell off. Let's see. All right, Cassidra, can you hear me?
Yeah, my connection is going bad over here. So yeah, I hear you now. I'm on my phone now.
Okay, all right.
But after white men, it's white women. And I would argue I've had more problems with white women than I've actually had with white men. Even historically speaking, when they would raid black towns and massacre black people, it was often due to what? A white woman and their allegations against being taken advantage of by a black man. That's why I always say white women really are the root of all problems. I'm just saying. But it's quite funny to see them try to disassociate. No, it's, are there wimpy white men? Do I talk about white male mediocrity? Of course. That is a large portion of why we are where we are with Christian nationalism and all that. But white women have been right by their side this entire time of all eternity, supporting these wimpy white men, upholding these wimpy white men. If anything, y'all are the muscle behind these wimpy white men. Y'all are the puppeteers of maneuvering these wimpy white men to do your fucking bidding. See, but y'all like to get on here and play victim like y'all are just damsels in fucking distress. Oh no. And we see it all the time with the Karen shit. The husband will be standing there while the white woman is going the fuck off. Now Jeff got to get his ass whooped because his wife don't know how to shut the fuck up. White men went out this past election and did exactly what we knew white men were going to do. What was the difference? White women voted for Trump. Also, just like when y'all had a chance to vote in another white woman with Hillary.
By the way, I guess, did white women vote for Obama either time? Did the white bitches vote for, I'm sorry, they're not women. I'm sorry, I take that back. White bitches vote for Obama either time? No. Did they vote for whatever president or black person that you love? Do you think that they ever once had your back? Anyway.
Y'all still chose a white man next to y'all husbands. Oh, see, but the difference is now these white men are starting to take out that white male mediocrity on you.
Well, no, it ain't no difference. They always have, white on white crime is a thing, so we ain't gonna go there. You want to say something, Cassidra?
I'm just listening. This is crazy. I'm just listening. When did this become an argument for black people? we see their history. Now they want to convince you. Now we have to understand what's the bigger picture here. The bigger picture is for you to mix and mingle with them so that they can wipe your babies out. This is the bigger picture because they're not having babies, right? So they got to do it any way possible, and that's use Black people. They always do this. This is what they do. They use a Black person. We can have a baby with them because that's what the white woman said. The white woman said it's not has nothing to do with love. It's all about life. It's all about living. And they know that right now we're not reproducing with each other. We got to do something. And I know that they can reproduce with Black people because we've helped them over the history, over the years, by whitening our babies out, right? So they get pregnant by a Black man, that child end up marrying white, okay? And 3 generations of being married to a white person, then you white you white yourself out, right? And that's what's happened to a lot of these countries where you see is mostly white. They done went in there and they done whited them out. Wasn't it what Argentina? What's that? Argentina that had mostly Black people, now it's a mostly white country. What happened? They whited them people out. That's what they're doing now. They're gonna have babies with Black folk, and then they're gonna wipe them out because they're not reproducing with their own. So I'm listening to this Black guy. It's just we have to learn. We got to do better. We can't. We got to learn from history, you guys. Because if you don't learn, you're bound to repeat it. And we repeat history right now. Those are dangerous people. We should be teaching our children. Those are not people you want to be marrying. You're sleeping with the enemy with one eye open. The white guy just shot his wife 15 times in front of their toddler. 15 times. Why did you have to shoot somebody 15 times? That's crazy to me. But go ahead, I rest with that.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, that's the truth, though, Cassidra. Check it out.
They're not minorities.
Yeah, they not minorities. No, yeah, they try to be. Oh yeah, we're minorities. But no, they have the largest group, and they try to distance themselves from the system. And Black men and Black women accept them too. Which makes them the most dangerous. And then they're the manufacturing centers for. What'd you say?
And the FBI told us that they were the most dangerous. FBI told us in what, 2002, 2006, that they were the most dangerous. Are we listening? No. We mixing and mingling and marrying them. But you go right ahead. Take your chance if you want to. I'm going to pass with that. Go ahead. I rest with that.
Now, all right, I'm gonna hear what you have to say
That
about
Black
these
women
two.
get in the workplace blows my mind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That Black women get in the work.
Into that era.
A special treatment that Black women get in the workplace blows my mind. They can be dumber than a box of rocks. They're given special leeway. They don't abide by the dress code. They're late all the time. And there's always an excuse. And if you're a manager and you hold them to this excuse, you're the racist because their kid or something happened in their family. And we have to stretch the rules for them. We have to overlook it. We can't say anything. Managers are afraid to approach them and confront them about the dress code, confront them about their hair, confront them about tardiness, because they'll have a video made. Somebody will say you're being racist. And so managers all over the world, owners, when you hire Black women, be prepared what comes along with that. Be prepared for your other workers to feel highly uncomfortable when they're constantly seeing somebody not abide by the rules and not a damn thing is done about it. Not a damn thing. And most businesses will stand by and will put up with mediocre performances because they want to keep their doors open and they don't want a TikTok video made about how racist they are.
No, she's mad because you got Drapetomania, considering you don't play by her rules and do what she wants. You don't smile in her face, right? Because that's also rude unless you're kissing her ass or something.
Yeah.
Because you know, but this is another part of the stress that we go through every single day when we go to work. You know what I'm saying? It's designed to stress us out. And then by 50 something, we having heart attacks and diabetes and like having all kind of medical scares and stuff from unwarranted stress. That if we got to stress out, I might as well have my own stuff in my own communities and stuff like that, right? And then before there's one more. This one is quick too.
Send it to this video.
Black women are not aggressive. You can say that all you want. You can make 1 million videos and they can get hundreds of thousands of views and everyone can cheer you on. And you can say they're not aggressive and everyone knows it's a lie. I grew up in a city around them, and out of every race, they were the most aggressive. They would plot against other girls in the girls' town I lived in. They would group up on people. They would try to gang jump you. They're loud in stores. They're aggressive. They threaten to put hands on. And you want to sit up here and say, no, that's just their personality. It's just your personality to be loud, rude, aggressive, plot people, and put their hands on and threaten to walk you like a dog. And you sit there and tell me they're not aggressive? It's just my personality. That's a load of shit, and everyone knows it. So keep saying it because it doesn't change anything.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of people. I'm sick of their asses. I'm sick of them. I'm so sick of them. I don't know what to do. I'm so sick of these Karens. I am so sick of them. I don't know what to do.
Is she mad you go put her hands on her, Cassidra?
Yeah, that's because her hand, they already put hands on her. They threatened because she acted like a Karen. That's Karen right there. Her and her sister was just on here. Karen and Karen that, okay? They minding other folk business. And when they get put in their place, now you mad. Because the other person was probably a manager who wanted, who's acting racist, okay, but saying she's not. But we see that you are. If you're not racist, why are you making a whole video about Black women? You mad as hell, right? About something. I mean, come on now. When do you make a video? When you mad about something, right? So she's aggravated, agitated about something somebody Black has done, right? So she got to come on TikTok and make a video. I don't give a damn how they feel, because I'm sick of them. I'm sick of them. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So let's call it even. Okay. Tit for tat. I'm sick of you. You sick of me. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna move and get away from you, and I'm gonna build. Okay. I'm gonna build my own everything because I'm sick of your table. I'm gonna build my own table. So if you that sick of Black folk, why don't you go back to Belgium? Why are you coming to Africa? If you so sick of Black folk, they say they sick of Black people, right? But you so sick of Black folk, but you coming to Africa. I see. That's all you see on the plane right now. That's all you see on the plane, white folk. So you so sick of Black people. Why are you coming to a Black country? Take your ass to Belgium, go to Europe, go to Germany, go to Russia, all them white countries. You don't have to worry about no black face. But you're gonna come to a whole Black country and say you sick of Black folk. Well, why in the hell you coming to Africa? What you think you finna see in Africa? But I'm gonna rest with that. I'm sick of them. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah. It would be safe in the shithole cave, dirty ass cave you came from. We won't go in there. It'll only be that one Negro that's sitting there getting humiliated that'll be there. So
Exactly. Ain't nobody messing with the people for real.
shouts out to Matron in the building too. And you got the point though, Cassidra, you build your own stuff, right? Because they're trying to threaten you economically as far as like build. But that's why it was important at the video in the beginning where like even during this time, Black people found a way to put our children through college, like which was Black colleges around that time. You know what I'm saying? And just so we could get to something more important, right? But it's still, that's why I was like, I couldn't even get to the Black History thing. I want you to watch this one here, though, Cassidra.
What went through my head is I thought she had a gun. So I literally kind of jumped, like it startled me because when she was to the fence, she was over the fence like this.
But it wasn't a gun. Police say that an 81-year-old woman
pepper sprayed 2 young kids, just 3 and 6 years old, all while she allegedly yelled racial slurs at them.
This happened in Ocala this past Friday, a community who had to deal with something like this just a few years ago.
Who's the violent, aggressive ones here?
The girl's mom about what investigators say set it all off.
This is the fence that separates the little girl's property from their neighbor. And their mom says the girls never even crossed this fence or even got particularly far from that pool behind me here when they were playing last week. And now the family says they don't even feel safe in their own front yard. 81-year-old Ada Anderson found herself in handcuffs last Friday, accused of pepper spraying her neighbors, April Morant, and her 3 and 6-year-old daughters, allegedly over something pretty small.
Bubbles, literally. The bubbles put her, I guess, in a whole nother arena of whatever going on with her mom.
Morant says her daughters were playing with bubbles in their yard, well away from the fence that separates their properties, when she alleges Anderson shouted racial slurs and leaned over the fence holding something.
What went through my head is I thought she had a gun. So I literally kind of jumped, like it startled me, because when she was to the fence, she was over the fence like this. And I didn't know what was in her hand because I'm looking at her really quick, and then she sprayed it.
According to the police report, they believe it was pepper spray.
My 6-year-old, she was like, her nose went to burning. She ran in the house and got a bottle of water.
Morant says she's had problems with Anderson since she moved with her family to the neighborhood in November, but
I feel like she's escalating.
She says Anderson on multiple occasions has hurled insults and racial slurs at them.
Since day one, I have recordings of her.
She shared this video where someone can be heard saying a racial slur. We tried getting in touch with Anderson to see what she had to say. We knocked on her door, and we gave her a call, but got no answer from either. But she seemed to try and defend herself in body camera video from her arrest.
You really don't have any right doing this.
I understand that.
Wait till I get the pictures back. I can show you what they're doing.
According to jail records, Anderson.
Now, and before, cause I want you to see.
This prehistoric Karen rolled out of bed like it's 1820, and the
Her second time.
Like it's 1820, like it's 2026.
She wished she drowned. And I didn't know nothing about that until I didn't know that this is her second time.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter said she did it to her while she was out playing in the pool and told her she wished she drowned. And I didn't know nothing about that until I just called the police.
She sprayed then too?
Yes, but I didn't know anything about that time. I wasn't here, and she just told me she sprayed it, and I told her I didn't.
And that was when you said?
Thursday.
So yesterday.
Yeah.
So what's going on today?
Them people keep making threats.
Mm-hmm.
They're going
Like
to
what?
come over, they're going to beat my ass,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to smash my face in.
And her face already smashed in.
Come over to the fence and throw stuff at me. All I do is sit on my back porch and read.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even tell you their names. I don't have nothing to do with them, and I don't talk to them.
So what happened today?
She come over to my fence with they keep the cell phone thing. I don't know what it is. They put the little cell phone in a little kid's hand, make them come over to the fence, and they tell them to say stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they hold the cell phone up like this here.
To do what?
What is this crazy bitch talking about?
Something, and then she.
That's it. And that's her favorite. Like, I'm not even there. My daughter probably got 100 recordings of her.
And did it? Like, what was she saying?
She just said you stupid, and just sprayed
That's it?
That's it. And that's her favorite. Like, I'm not even there. My daughter probably got 100 recordings of her.
Okay.
Like, this is like.
Would it be all right if I could see one of the recordings?
Yeah.
And that one guy over there, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them. There's supposed to be.
Now look at that. Look how she watching their every move.
A man, a woman, and 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
There's 10 people living there. Okay, but then he paces up and down the fence line and makes all kinds of horrible noises, whistles. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I have no peace here.
Okay. Have you tried calling us?
Huh?
Have you tried calling us?
You guys got enough to do. Okay,
Mhm.
I keep thinking that maybe because the lady that owns the house, I called her about, and she knows,
Mhm.
and she's not going to renew the lease.
Okay.
But they can, you know, I don't know. I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Black people are nice. You know the difference between
Mhm.
black people and.
guillotine granny.
Well, I'll tell you this: there's no difference between the crackers, Neanderthals, and white people.
Oh, I
So.
tell you, honey. Lord, please. Oh, Lord, have mercy. Oh, goodness gracious. Is that a sundown town or what? Oh, my God. Oh, I don't even know what to say to that. Let Grandma Karen have her way, honey. Ooh, but she
What
had
his
to
sister
spray my
living there?
children. Courtney has a, I swear she had to spray my children. I swear, honey. I'm just saying. Ooh, honey. This is what the news should say. Okay, you already know. I'm gonna go there. The news shouldn't have said nothing about her being arrested. I'm just saying. When are we gonna handle our business? This sound like this is something that's going on continuously. Until you beat her ass. And what I said, I meant what I said. She'll stay her ass off that fence. She'll stay in the house because I'm coming. Because I'm coming. You spraying children. They're not even messing with you. And you know what she doing. You know she acting a fool. She had no tapes. She had no evidence, no nothing. But the police officer want to see her evidence. You know, the black folk evidence. Well, show me what you're talking about. I shouldn't have to show you nothing. You know this a fool. You know she racist. They know this woman. The police officer known this woman because he grew up with her. Because he looked like he was young. So she been around a long time. So you know her behavior. You know she's the racist of the neighborhood. They know this, but you got to go to the black woman. Let me see it. Let me see the tape. I'm not showing you nothing. You see the stuff, the red stuff on my child's face, and now you see the red stuff on her face. That's from the red stuff on my child's face. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to shut bullies down. If we don't shut them down, they keep on bullying, right? And that's what white folk do. Until you shut that shit down, she gonna continuously harass you. Now they escalating this. This reminds me of the case where the woman shot through the door. She stole the child's computer.
Yeah.
The mom came to get the computer and she shot her. That's what's happening. This is what we're talking about right now. You want her to come to your door, but I'm gonna catch you. I'm gonna catch your ass over that fence, and I'm gonna pull you over that fence, and I'm gonna beat the hell out you. Then I'm gonna throw your ass back over the fence. Oh, I'm gonna catch you at that fence, and I'm gonna pull you in my yard, and I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna put you back over the fence. I'm not coming to your door. No, I'm gonna grab you on the fence. I'm coming to the fence with you. That's what you're doing. See, she's trying to set it up for later. So now you can do some harm to the black woman, and you're gonna get away with it. You think, but I'm not coming to your door because I'm gonna catch you at that fence. That's what I'm gonna do. Because you coming back to that fence. But I'm gonna rest with that.
And that's the thing, Cassidra. That's a part of living in their communities, right? You know, and wanting to be down with, you want to be
Exactly.
down.
This is what I'm saying. Why? This is what I'm saying right here. Why? Why are we not creating our own neighborhoods? You know, you've seen the black family that bought 100 acres, right? And then you got white folk talking, can we live there? Hell no. We sick of y'all. You go buy your 100 acres and put your people on there. We sick of y'all. We buying land, getting away from y'all for a reason. So no, we need to start doing this, buying land, coming together, buying your land. You can get land for $500 at the court in foreclosure. You got land all across America that's in foreclosure. Go buy you some land, 500 acres. Get you 5 families, get you some money up, and build you. If you got to put tents on there for now, do what you got to do to get away from them. But I rest with that. Go ahead.
Yeah, facts. Comrade 04, that's almost identical to the Netflix documentary, The Perfect Neighbor. The old white granny killed the black mom. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that was the case we was talking about. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what she's trying to do. She's setting that shit up. But guess what? I catch her ass on the yard. I'm gonna get on the fence. When she come out there and I come out there to spray my child, I'm gonna pull her ass over that fence. I'm gonna beat her ass and put her back over the fence. That's what I'm gonna do. Seriously, you're escalating this. This is escalation. Okay. You got to keep on calling the police about this neighbor. No, I'm not calling. No, I'm not calling not one. Do you hear me? I'm not calling them none time. I'm gonna handle this myself, and then she gonna sit down and rock in her rocking chair after I get done with her. Now bring your ass back over here again. Spray somebody else, and I rest with that.
And all right, this is the last one, then we'll move on. All right, so check
Girl
this out.
Cadence Carpenter pleaded not guilty to charges of DUI, assault, and reckless driving.
Oh my God, she's still driving. Why was she?
The charges are in connection.
Oh, hold on, my bad.
Several injured. The driver then driving the wrong way down a one-way street. 3 officers pulling the 20-year-old driver out. Cadence Carpenter now facing assault and DUI charges. Tonight, disturbing.
And it is the smile and the mugshot for me.
that makes this situation a little less random, in my opinion. Peace and blessings, all praise. Different perspective, but in my opinion, there is still no reason for this lady to have done what she done with the police only a few feet away. Now, this video is going to give you a little more context.
Now, this is like a black event here. She's trying to run over people here.
She better go. She better go. She better go. Oh my God, she getting arrested. Oh my God. She's too drunk. Why would she do that shit? Why would she do that shit? She's too drunk. Who got hit my car? Are you okay? Okay, we'll stop playing. That's real. No, about 4 or 5 got hit by a car at once.
He hit a bunch of black people. Right?
Immediately stopped by 3 police officers.
Connected to an incident early Sunday morning when Carpenter allegedly drove into a crowd of people at the corner of Short and Mill Streets in Lexington.
In my opinion, Cadence was not wrong. She did what she should have did.
A Lexington woman who wishes to remain anonymous out of fear of retaliation says she recognized one of the people seen in the altercation with Carpenter from a police report she made of a separate attack. She believes Carpenter is actually the victim in the situation on Sunday morning and that what some are calling reckless driving was self-defense.
At the end of the day, people need to understand when you're bothering somebody and you see they're trying.
Now, you see this, a Negro is just a Negro sitting there talking about some, oh, when you're bothering somebody, they could run over a crowd of people, right?
Oh my God, I'm done. We are the forecast. You know what? I try to keep hope alive. I swear I do. I try to keep hope alive. I'm done. I'm done. So now we're gonna make excuses why it's okay for her to run over a crowd of black people. But show what okay, whatever. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna rest with that one. I'm gonna let her have the last word. Because sometimes there is no talking to black folk like that. Go ahead, I'm gonna rest.
That's crazy. Listen, I'm like you, Cassidra. What can you say?
Leave them alone. Let them leave.
LEX 18 obtained more video showing the group surrounding Carpenter's car before the car then goes into the crowd. The woman who spoke to us today says Carpenter was being harassed by a person in the crowd before she got in her car.
Take accountability. Y'all were wrong. Y'all should have left that girl alone when y'all seen she was trying to leave.
All right, so there you go. Take accountability. Now, Cassidra, I was gonna you want to say something about that?
No, I'm done. Ain't nothing I can say. Nope. I'm gonna get my nope. I'm good.
So this is the point, though, right? And I was gonna talk about that Black History thing, and
Wait a minute. Yeah, I do want to say something. Hold on for it.
mhm.
Now, see, we seeing how dangerous they are, right? But you want us to marry them, okay? You want our men to marry that, and that's how most of them act. But you wanna call out black people. But look at what you just saw. This is who they are. This is how they act. Those women, the men in that culture are very dangerous. Very dangerous. Need to play that video again where that brother told his sons, do not marry a white woman. But he had to tell them, hey, I'm not racist. I don't care if you call me racist or not. I teach my granddaughter and I teach my grandson, do not bring one of them home. Those are very dangerous people. Very dangerous. We have to start teaching our kids that. And I rest with that.
Yeah, and this is why I was like came to this point, right? Because all right, so and this is why we talk about his because it only repeats itself over and over, And I'm getting a little too desensitized to it. That's why I need to start turning back up again because it's not healthy, But now I was talking about the free African school, but the problem with some of these schools, though, right, is who's creating the schools and what they're trying to teach you, which we would have talked about on the history part, because it shows you, right, what they were trying to teach you was to be good slaves, you know what I'm saying, to even the quote unquote abolitionists, the good ones, they wasn't trying to teach you math and arithmetic and, you know, how to sustain business. They was trying to teach you how not to be rebellious, right? How to get up there and apologize and to make excuses and to always take somebody else's side, you know what I'm saying? And even when we go to their schools, right? So check this one out though, Cassidra.
Tonight, video of a group of middle school students bullying an 11-year-old girl on her bike is getting the attention of the Carlsbad Police Department and the school district.
Hundreds of parents attended a Carlsbad School District meeting last night to voice their concerns. News 8's Alex Cheney joins us live with the details. Alex.
Students all ganged up on this young black girl. They started bullying her and calling her racial slurs. They even at one point hit her in the head.
What is she gonna do? What? Get out of my face.
This is the video that was posted to Facebook on March 5th.
This feels really racist right now. Shut up. Yeah, we're all ganging up on a black person.
It shows a group of young boys and girls yelling racial slurs at a black girl and refusing to let her leave.
And then the sick part about them, like, I want you to understand how insidious that they are. They tried to show the one little white boy, like, hey, this is what we're doing. Now, they still did what they did, right? But they tried to be like, hey, not all of us are bad. No, all of you, including that little Neanderthal boy, too. You know what I'm saying? All of them.
He was
You
there,
know?
wasn't
He sure was.
Okay, I'm just saying, you know,
Because we see what happens. Go ahead.
Right now, but you know, right now, if that little girl's mom come and say yes, though they were racist, then guess who they're gonna sue? They're gonna sue the black girl's mom, and they're gonna get paid. Remember, the little boy that drank the boy's piss, the boy ended up suing the mama because the mama said she was racist. Then you had another case where another family sued the black family. Okay, they're suing the black family now. So this is a thing. This is the thing with them. Okay, but my thing is, if you understand what they're doing and who they are, get your children away from them. We think, oh, our children are having a better education when they're around them, a better experience. Yeah, they're getting PTSD. They're torturing your children when you're not around. Those little bastards. What did Khalid Muhammad say? Why the babies? That's why. Right here. Show why the babies forecast. Go ahead and show it. We're gonna agree with Khalid Muhammad. He said, kill all the babies, all of them. Start with the babies. He said, don't let not one of them live. Why? Because of right here. They teach their kids this. Their kids learn this from the home. But we don't teach our children. We don't teach them what to do. I'd have ran all the asses over. How you gonna stop me? I'm trying to ride my bike. Run them over. You don't have to stand there. You don't have to be scared of them. Run them over. They're nothing. Run them over. But I rest. Go ahead.
And you see how the white bitch in the car ran them over, and the black girl was like, hey, you shouldn't have. But you see how we handle the situation. You understand? Like, but we try to explain everything to them, you know?
Exactly. We ain't explaining nothing. We not explaining nothing. Mind your business.
Yeah, why the babies?
Get out of my face.
This is the video that was posted to Facebook on March 5th.
This feels really racist right now.
Including this one.
It shows a group of young boys and girls yelling racial slurs at a black girl and refusing to let her leave. All of the students are believed to attend Aviara Oaks Middle School in Carlsbad. Eventually, one of the students hits the girl in the head, and then a small fight breaks out at nearby Poinsettia Park.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting when it happens to any child.
Dawn Hambaugh is the mother of a first grader at Aviara.
Let me ask this white bitch here.
April Amore pushed back at the Carlsbad Unified School District meeting.
April.
The mother of the girl in the video, April Amore, pushed back at the Carlsbad Unified School District meeting last night, which was attended by hundreds of parents in support.
It is my belief that if it weren't for the video that has been circulating, this matter would be swept under the rug as many other incidences. The school needs to do more to keep the N-word out of these students' mouths, and the community has to do more to protect our children outside of school hours.
Or we can
No, take your
redefine
child out.
community, right? Redefine community as
Out. What the
to
hell am I doing? Exactly. Why the hell am I gonna get up there? I'm the only black parent there. Why do they care? Take your children out of their schools because all your child is getting is PTSD. Period. They're not getting educated better. They're getting tormented every day by those white little bastards. Those damn little bastards. They're getting tormented by those little demons. So you think your child is getting a better education? I used to work near a school that was all white. Yes, black parents would take their children there, drop their parents off, their kids off. You know where the black kids played? They played by themselves. Think white kids went over there to try to play with them? No. You think the teacher would encourage it? No. Those black kids were playing by themselves. Would be the only black student in the class. But you were okay because they were embraced by white folk, you thought. They were in the midst of white children who you thought was going to treat your child better. No, those are some of the most racist people because their parents are racist. So they teach their children how to be racist. You think they teach their children, they don't teach their children how not to like yours? That's taught in the homes. And we still don't get it. We still drop our children off to them every single day. You know how they treat you on your job. Then you drop your children off to them. That's not normal behavior. That's some psycho stuff. That's mental illness. For you to get treated like crap on your job, then you turn around and drop your children off at school with them, with their children, who's tormenting you on your job. That make it make sense. And I rest with that.
They write an apology letter, but there's no
it
real
does not make
accountability.
sense.
You as a mother, you say, no, I'm rejecting that right now. Let's go to it, put it up for an answer. There's a video that shows an mother, her name is April. April is demanding that all those individuals involved be prosecuted. So the video is difficult to watch with children hurling racial slurs and taunting on this young child as she sat on her bicycle in a local park.
By the way, like Cassidra said, we can't care. It can't be that difficult to watch it. Keep putting your child in a position to where you're watching it, so it can't be that difficult to watch.
Quote, I just want to go home, she told the group. But instead, she was blocked from leaving and eventually slapped in the face before getting off her bicycle and fighting back. Quote, she stood her ground.
Look at this, Cassidra. Again, and we saw Tuesday, the brother, he ain't no little kid, was sitting there with a towel over his head. And this young little girl fought back. Like, what the hell is wrong with this?
But why was she put in that position in the first place, people? Why would you put your children in this predicament? What happens if one of those little kids, and you know how dangerous they are, they have weapons. They have weapons at 6, right? What would have happened if one of them would have had a weapon and would have shot her dead right on the spot? Why are you putting your children in danger every single day? You put them in a jungle, and that's what the hell it is. It's a jungle when they're in school with them, because those people are undisciplined. They don't teach their children any manners. They don't hold their children accountable because they're not holding themselves accountable. Look at that Epstein list, and nobody went to jail. Nobody. But you want to put your child in that atmosphere? No. She had to literally get off her bike to fight. Why? Because you as a parent have failed her. You have her going to school with all these white kids thinking, and we are so brainwashed, it makes no sense to me. Your child every day is fighting, just like you fighting on these jobs with them. They're fighting at these schools with them. Shame on you for not caring enough about your child to take them out of those schools and put them in a school where they're going to be educated about their own history, where they're going to be educated by a black person that's qualified, not a black person that was trained by white folk to discipline and to mistreat our children, because now you got black folk mistreating children, your own children, your black children, and they black themselves because white folk train them how, and they don't need to mistreat your child. White folk don't need to come to school and mistreat them because they taught the black folk how to do it. So now we need black folk that's qualified to teach our children, because all black teachers aren't fair either, and I've seen that too. But we're going to start picking better for our children, putting them in better schools with black teachers who care. We know there's a need. Why aren't we doing it? We rather hear stories like this. Oh, poor baby. No, stop it. It's not poor baby. She shouldn't have had to fight that day. She got to fight everywhere from what age 5 when you put them in their schools. Now they got to fight for the rest of their life. Why are we doing that? Our children are normal until they get around them. But I'm gonna rest with that.
Yeah, it's true.
People told the outlet.
All right, and I'm
So
gonna show you this
suspended
part.
allegedly told the young girl, the daughter, quote, "It's because I'm white and my parents have money." Atkins, Emma City in California. See, those are the black communities. They would tell you, I'm going to let it go away. I want justice for my daughter. April Moore said the children who bullied her daughter wrote notes of apology, but for her, that's not enough. She told the outlet, they need to be prosecuted. I want to see justice for my daughter and for all the other children who have suffered the same type of treatment. The girl's mother, April, ripped the school for giving the boy just a lunchtime detention while her daughter was at home because of the attack. Many are demanding action from the board and district for the discipline students who were actually involved. Atkins Emma said
Now, I could keep going, but unfortunately, there is only one way to make somebody get punished for their crimes, and that's if you're going to punish them yourself, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't go to their system or trust them to punish themselves, you know?
Exactly. They're never gonna hold themselves accountable, ever.
Only,
So we
only
think that
you.
we're gonna get justice in their system, really? Do we ever get justice in their system? I hate when I hear black people say, God, please let the law handle it. Let the courts handle it. We see what the courts do. And y'all still brainwashed to believe that the courts is gonna take care of it. And then they go to court and they get off. Just like those, remember the FedEx driver, those two white men that chased him and shot at him and they dropped the charges. They didn't even prosecute them men. That boy could have lost his life. And they dropped the charges. I'm just saying, nothing ever is going to be done in their system. They don't care. But I rest with that.
Yeah, and yeah, only you can make that happen, you know. But all right, so and the point of even that part is this, you know, I guess
I'll
this
put it up full mass.
is your
Iran,
rocket science course for today, since you don't seem to
as a
understand.
young adult, may be linked to better later life cognitive outcomes for Black Americans. That's according to a recent study. This is an interesting study, unique study, and they have found a correlation between attending an HBCU and having a good thinking apparatus. All right. So the author sampled 1,978 Black American adults who attended college between 1940 and 1980. 35% of this group attended an HBCU, historically Black college or university.
By the way, stopped at 1980, but I ain't gonna say nothing though, because I don't want no problems. I don't want no smoke right now.
And who attended a high school in a state with an HBCU. The conclusion? There may be a correlation between collegiate environment and long-term wellness. During that time frame of attendance, two major policy implementation shaped schooling in the country. First, 1952, Brown versus Board of Education ruled that racial segregation in schools was unconstitutional. And second was the 1964 Civil Rights Act that barred
You know what? I'm not even
racial
gonna do it.
discrimination inside of schools. So I want to remind everyone that the 1952 Brown versus Board of Education the ruling actually had nothing to do with race. That happened in the Civil Rights Act of 1964.
Now, I be saying this all the time, but people don't be believing me for whatever reason. They be thinking I'm making this stuff up. I want you to hear particularly what he's saying, but the problem is I come from a Black perspective, and many people like himself doesn't even understand what he's saying. Now, listen to what he's saying, right?
The 1952 ruling of Brown versus Board of Education had to do with equal access because the argument was separate but equal. And the
separate but meaning they was like, if you're going to take our tax money and you giving these little white kids buses, you're going to give our students buses. The original thing, when y'all talk about integration and all that stuff, black people was not even fighting to be a part of their schools in the first place. They was like, no, like either you're going to stop taking my tax money or you're going to give us the same buses that they get. You know what I'm saying? Our schools are going to be just as good, or you're going to stop taking, because at the time you have to understand they have 5-year-old kids walking like 5-10 miles or however a long ass way, like 30-40 minutes to school and back, and it get nighttime or whatever, and they 5-6-year-old kids that got to take these long walks. So they said, yo, you're gonna stop taking our tax money to fund these white schools, right? All right, so then I let them finish it.
court said, yeah, it's the but equal part that we can't see. We can ride with the separate part, but if they don't have...
We good with the separate part. We good with the separate part, right? That was the original ruling in the system, right? Understand where this come from, because like to me, this is why I be trying to tell you, it wasn't us that was fighting for integration. It was something that I believe was meant to destroy us, you know what I'm saying, as a part of a plan, you know what I'm saying, because they have these think tanks that they put together, you understand? All right. Shouts out to my brother Anthony in the building.
Equal access, then the argument loses. So in 1964, the racial dynamic...
All right, no, well, he left it out, right? Because then in 1954, that's when the dude Thurgood Marshall, that's when he went back like, oh, in the NAACP, right? And this is why I'd be like, yo, I got a problem with Thurgood Marshall. He's like, no, no, no. We, like, black people was like, yo, we're good. We would have had to fight for our money and stuff, but we fought for it. But he was like, and the NAACP behind them, like the only way that we could be equal to them is to be able to go to their schools, to be a part of their stuff, unless we have white connects that they have, because apparently the black connects in the black circle wasn't good enough for Thurgood Marshall, who was a mulatto, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like the young mulatto chick earlier who tried to get Cassidra and y'all to team up with her. You know what I'm saying? He said that black schools were not good enough because we weren't around white people. You know what I'm saying? And this was Thurgood Marshall and the NAACP pushing this narrative. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back to me now like, oh, well, we fought to be integrated and all of this type of stuff. And now we taking stuff. That is not what black people was fighting for. They was like, you keep our money so we can build our own schools, right? But they push this narrative of we tried to be a part of their own stuff. But we see that going to black doctors, right? Like the young sister who was in court was telling you, has a better effect on you. Everything except for having a black cop, because a black cop can try to show out for them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. So anyway,
was implemented by way of the Civil Rights Act, just to clear that up. Quote, HBCU attendees had better cognition across all three of those different time periods. Thomas said, at age 62, black adults who attended an HBCU had better memory, had better cognitive function than those who attended a predominantly white institution. Now, remember, many of these white institutions were obviously considered to be more advanced, had more access to technology, more access to professors.
By the way, he left that integration part out too, like they always do, because they be like, "Oh, black people fought to vote for it," and then you throw that in my face when that's a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? But they always leave that part out because they cool with the damn, and they want to be drinking the sewer water out the street, and you know what I'm saying, dealing with the white bitches that don't take baths and all of the European culture that we happen to witness. You know what I'm saying? Because they like it for whatever weird reason. You know. And another thing that affects you is black courts, right? Because you're probably gonna get a better, fairer, hopefully, you know what I'm saying, a fairer judge if you have a black judge, right? Who ain't Clarence Thomas or Thurgood Marshall. Like, put it this way, right? Like, there's a reason why Clarence Thomas took Thurgood Marshall's place, you know what I'm saying? And then they put him up here like he's some, you know what I'm saying, like hero, when I got a problem with Thurgood Marshall, you know what I'm saying? You want to say something, Cassidra?
Oh, I totally agree. I'm agreeing with you. Thurgood Marshall wasn't good for black people at all. We already know the NAACP was backed by white people. You know, the Jews came up with it in the first place, right? So that was a white organization that had black faces, but they still stood for coming together and holding the white man, white girl's hand, and that was MLK, right? Talked about, hey, I had a dream, one day we're gonna be holding hands. Well, we holding hands and our children are being abused. So thanks for that dream, but no thanks. Seriously. And like you said, black folk were talking about wanting to not to come together with them. We didn't want that. That was the worst thing we could have did. Why would you let your enemy educate your children? That's crazy. What did Malcolm X say about that? Only a fool would allow the enemy to educate them. Only a fool does that. Because look at these schools. If it was good for our children to be in these schools with them, they wouldn't be there. But they welcome our children. Why? Because they're destroying your child. They're sending them to prison. You didn't understand that, do you? You still don't get it. Nothing that they do for us is going to be good. We don't understand that yet. That's crazy. Everything connected to them that has anything to do with black people is harmful to our health. That educational system, the school system, is harmful to our children's health. Look how children are being treated around them. This is not the first time. We see this happening all the time when our children are the only black in the room. We have a young lady on TikTok who talks about that. She grew up in an all predominantly white area, predominantly white, she was only black in the school, and she talks about that. And it was horrible. This girl is 19 now. The whole childhood was terrible being around them. But we don't understand that. But I rest with that.
Yeah. And by the way, there is a movie, right, about Thurgood Marshall. And they got the uncle from Fresh Prince. He's in the movie. It's just like from the '90s or something. And in the movie, they be like, anytime they was like asked about segregation or something, they was like, see Plessy versus Ferguson. So anytime, right, where you have your black farms, your stuff, don't sit there and explain. Tell them, go see Plessy versus Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? Like, so y'all probably won't understand what I'm saying, but if you watch the movie, you'll understand. But anyway.
More access to career profiles and subject.
All right. So we understand that. If you be around black people, you tend to be healthier. You go to a black dentist, you're going to be better. You know what I'm saying? You go to a black doctor, you're more likely to survive. You go to a white one, you might be in court while you're giving birth, Um, Now, I was going to also, and I will talk about it, I guess, another time, with the Black History thing, the Underground Railroad thing. But it was another thing I wanted to play. Consider, I'm not sure if we could skip it now and just go to the end because it's kind of too late now. But do you want to play this one? Because I can't just play it by myself because they're gonna get mad at me, even though they do the same thing.
Hey, you do you. It's your show.
Well, it's important that you see this, because this is the thing with black people dealing with each other on a global scale, right? Because we like to single out certain things, and I'm not even trying to make it that way, but um, we fight to be a part of other people's culture that drinks water out of the sewer. You know what I'm saying? But we don't put that same energy into being on the same page on a global scale. And you are in a better position to talk about this than I am. So I want to hear what you
What is
got to say
happening right
about
now
this.
in South Africa is simply heartbreaking and quite diabolical. And I've never understood why Africans hate each other this much. I've never understood why we cannot lift each other up. I've never understood why we cannot support each other. So a group of devil incarnates in South Africa. have decided that foreigners cannot do business there. And apparently that they're using their resources and they're making money that the South Africans are supposed to be making. If you ask me, these are just a bunch of losers. These are just lazy bones. And they're jealous of foreigners who have seen what they have not seen. In a video
Speaking
that
of
is very
xenophobic, right? Because to be
these bunch
fair,
of
right, we're
losers
going to
have
say
decided to
everything is
a man
xenophobic.
from they are seen assaulting the man. Watch that.
So now this is South Africa, a brother from Tanzania, right? And shouts out to my good sister from Tanzania, you know, from Tanzania, you know what I'm saying? So
To do business in South Africa, but they are seen assaulting the man. Watch this.
No, we ain't no there. They were no. We set up. I ain't seen that. It's valid. When I see how
I've watched this clip several times, and it's quite hilarious that they cannot see who the real enemy is. They're very slow to pick or to recognize who the real enemy here is. They cannot see the enemy that they have fought for so long. They have fought with for so long. But they're very quick to see Africans as their enemies. And what is baffling in all this is that South Africa has institutions. South Africa has home affairs. South Africa has law enforcement. So if there are questions about who shouldn't or who should be in the country, it should not be handled in the streets. That is exactly where this should be handled. And what we are witnessing is frustration being redirected at the most accessible targets, fellow Africans trying to survive, while the deeper issues remain untouched. And that's the real tragedy. You don't fix economic hardship by attacking small business owners. You do not build a country through mob justice. And you certainly do not solve systemic problems by turning on each other. And at some point, we have to ask ourselves, who benefits when Africans are divided like this? Because this is not strength, it is chaos.
Let me be unequivocal here. Xenophobia is a betrayal of African unity. It is a sickness born of poverty, inequality, and government failure. But its victims are our African brothers and sisters. Nigerians, Zimbabweans, Congolese, and Somalis are not the cause of the South Africa's unemployment crisis. The cause lies in the untransformed economy of South Africa, which remains in the hands of white minority and multinational corporations who continue to exploit labor while refusing to industrialize. Attacking fellow Africans diverts anger from the real enemy, and we must educate our people that unity, not division, is the solution to the African crisis.
And you know, the reason I said that...
now, how about that now? And the thing about, and before you go in, Cassidra, right? The thing is, if you know damn well if that was a European, Neanderthal, or Asian, Denisovan, they would have been showing all 32 teeth. Although we have shown like them whipping the Asian boys, so I can't say that. You know, I take that back. That's disrespectful. But Black people globally tend to show all 32 teeth, and on a country scale, like as the presidents and run on making world decisions, our leaders are sitting in the chair with the towel over our head while they pour chocolate milk on our head. You know what I'm saying? Am I tripping though? Consider what you think about this.
This is the saddest thing ever because I see it. We see it in the States. African Americans go against Africans and vice versa. You see it here. You know, it's so sad. South Africa is bad for that. And it's not just, it's Africa people, it's Black folk, period. Whether you're from the States or whether you're from Africa, we'll go against each other in a minute, in a heartbeat. You'll say negative stuff about your African brother. You'll say negative stuff about African American people. And I've seen it, I've heard it. But then I'm not your enemy. Your enemy is your colonizers who's raping your children. Your enemy is your colonizers that's coming over here and educating you. You know what I'm saying? And treating you crazy. Your enemy is the person that you trust the most. Your enemy is the person that you'll choose over me. You'll allow the Jews to come over here in Africa and buy 500 acres, but then a black person can't buy nothing. I can't buy land. I can't buy property here in Mauritius. You understand? But a French person can. Why? That's the mindset. This is Africa. They'll tell me, "Oh, this is India." How in the hell is India when it's Africa? Yes, in Africa. But because you have a lot of Hindus, you got all kind of people here, right? So they're, "Oh, this is it's India." How? And a lot of people think that it's India. No, it's still Africa. But then you got the Mauritians who say, "Oh, we're Indians." No, you're Africa, honey. You're in the African continent. But this is what they taught me. This is what happened when you allow them to educate you. They teach you how to hate your own. They teach you how to distrust your own. Everything you know, they taught it to you. And you acted out on each other. And we point fingers. But they looking at you from afar. Man, we winning. Look at we winning. They so busy concentrating on each other, they not even concentrating on us. We taught them how to hate each other. We taught them how to dislike each other. We taught them how to treat each other. We taught them how to treat their children. We taught them how to think that we better. We taught them how to think that our children are better. We taught them how, this is them. But we don't get it. We don't understand it yet. When we gonna get it? When we gonna understand it? I'm trying to keep hope alive. I'm trying. But I'm gonna rest with that. You go ahead.
No, I mean, because you're speaking facts. Now, I'm just adding on to what you're saying, like, because, and my thing is though, with us, I understand why we say what we say, but like sometimes, like even some of us focus on one particular aspect of it as if this is not a global phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? Where we get it, right? Where there's tribal differences, right? But every other group, when it comes to us specifically, like I don't care if it's like they don't agree if they should eat animals, eat children, eat like whatever. One thing that they all agree on is us. You know what I'm saying? Like them controlling our resources, taking our stuff, using us for us and our resources. And that can't, and there's one thing that we don't, as a global people, right, don't seem to understand. Even if we are a part of different backgrounds and different tribes, right, we try to stay away from it because of what it has meant, as opposed to enforce whatever we want, whatever meaning we want to enforce. We still have the option to enforce that meaning, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is, like, imagine if we had that type of energy. Shouts out to that brother from Tanzania or Tanzania, and I was saying shouts out to Tanzan, but that brother came from a different country, supposedly, quote unquote, to South Africa. Imagine if brothers had that same energy for the Dutch when they came to South Africa. Imagine if we had that same energy here when the Filipinos came to the corner stores, or the Arabs came to that, and we had that type of energy to shut down. Is your business proper? Like all that stuff. Like then they start putting hands on this brother, but for some reason, like, because they like to put it as like your black men will shoot down at black women and stuff like that. But as black people, we like to go for easy targets, period, right? To take our frustrations out on. But we don't realize that they are the easy targets. You know what I'm saying? They less than 10% of the population and have committed over 90% of the crimes against humanity. And that's not even including crimes against their self, because I'm not including them in the humanity population. They're Neanderthals, right? So, is it a crime? Who knows, you know? But at the end of the day, until we learn how to protect each other and we have like Like that's why my only thing about when you be like, let's go to the UN, like, well, so what are we gonna do about it? Are you gonna make and force them? The only way people are gonna do something is if you force them to do it, right? Are they gonna, even if the UN said, okay, yeah, we'll do it, but which they will never do, right? Then America or France or whoever would just look at you like, well, make me, you know what I'm saying? And then what we gonna do? Like, yes, sir. Like, listen, sir. Let me explain to you. See, when you made me pay a $100,000 billion to you just to buy my freedom and setting my country back, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that they don't give a damn about none of that stuff. But if you be like, yo, boy, matter of fact, consider what we can show is to go out what we can do, you know what I'm saying? The language that is understood by the Neanderthal. Right? We can learn to speak Neanderthal if we gonna do that.
If you grab me again, I'm gonna.
Oh, this is, I don't know how you feel about this. She's on the verge of it, you know what I'm saying?
I don't have to answer you. I'll call the police. You do that, you stupid bitch. And then you threaten to sick your dog on me. I will shoot your dog in the face, and I will shoot you in the face. I didn't threaten. You did. You want that dog on you? That's what you said. You did. Now I'm recording you. Now you want to turn. Now you want to flip the script because I'm recording you. Yeah. Sweetheart, this is a new day and age. We don't have to answer your questions. Then you do that, please. You're stressing your animal out. Why don't you go back in your house and mind your business? Why is that so hard for you people to do? This is our property. What? And I'm not over on your property. I'm not here at 4032. I'm at 4031. You own this one too? No, you don't. Your sense of entitlement is crazy, lady. For you to feel like you can put your hands on me, for you to feel like you can grab me, yes, ma'am. If you touch me again, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I promise you that. Do not grab me, ma'am. I'm not obligated to answer your questions. I don't have to answer you. You don't run this whole city. You don't run this street even. You run that right there where your dog can't go past. That's what you run. Nothing more. And I'm not obligated to answer your questions. I wish you had too. And I wish I'd have been recording you when you grabbed me. So yeah, you go ahead and call the police so we can see if we can't get you arrested for being nosy and being a Karen. Go ahead and call them. Go grab your phone and call them, ma'am, like you threatened to. And you threatened to sick your dog on me too. Tell your neighbor that. I didn't have to answer your first question. When you asked me what I was doing, I said a job. And I don't have to tell you that, ma'am. Who do you think you are? I don't owe you answers. The entitlement on you is real. And then you grab me. You made me break my nail defending myself. Yeah, I don't have nothing to say, sir. Stay out of that, please, because she was dead wrong. She can't.
Then of course you see they come up talking to her.
Grab me. I don't have to answer her questions.
They know how to be on this thing with y'all stop saying it now, so I guess I can say it again. They can get on code. They can, but you they can, you can be in the middle of the safari in Africa surrounded by 1 billion black people, and it's gonna be a white girl that drive a car through the damn joint, and there's gonna be 10 black people that be like, hey, well, maybe you shouldn't have surrounded her car, you know what I'm saying? The white girl got it right, you know. But you ain't gonna see nobody saying a goddamn thing until it escalates to the point of you defending yourself. You know what I'm saying? Crazy.
Then they come out the woodwork. Then they come out the woodworks protecting her. They come out the woodworks protecting her. That's the sad part about it. Nobody say anything until it's at the point where you lay your hand. And that white person laying on the ground, then they come around and pull you off of that person. But they didn't pull them, they didn't pull you off that person. They didn't pull that person or come up to him and say, man, leave him alone. Don't bother him. Nobody said anything. But when you get upset, you start fussing back, then everybody, here they come. No. But we don't owe that woman talk too much. We don't owe them any conversation. They come up talking, you ignore them. You walk away, you ignore them. They put their hands on you, lay their asses out. Ain't no, I'm going to do this. No. She shouldn't have put her hands on her in the first place. Just like you seen that video where that woman was getting up in that black man's face and he was in the car. What did he do? He started punching her. Get away, get away, get away, right? Okay, that's what we need to do. Stop talking to these people. They put their hands on you, lay their asses out. Period. Plain and simple. Because they had no business touching you in the first place. We have to teach these crackers. You touch me, I'm going to lay your ass out. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not explaining myself. But if you put your hands on me, if any part of your body touch mine, I'm going off. That's a standing order. You don't say it. You don't have to tell them. You just show them. Touch me, and I'm gonna do what I need to do. And I'm not going to get my blood pressure up. I'm not going back and forth with you. It is what it is. Touch me, and you're gonna see. Just like Anthony, what he say? The little boy Anthony, okay, who killed that white dude, you know, because he put his hand on him, right? He was fighting back in self-defense.
Touch me
He
again,
said,
see
touch
what
me, you're
happens.
gonna see. Touch me and you're gonna see. And what happened? He touched him because he didn't believe it. And now he's, looking, and then he looking up, right? He looking up. Kind
Burning
of hot
for
where he at.
eternity.
He looking up on some water. Okay? But we ain't gonna give him no water. We're gonna let him thirst to death. We're gonna give him no water. Touch me and you'll see.
Throw a little gasoline down there, that's all.
Hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now rest with that.
Okay. All right. So once you and check this out, you know what I'm saying? This is some brothers and sisters that got something going on.
You ready? Yeah.
All right, so brothers is coming a long way from having a towel on our heads, you know what I'm saying? We're making some improvements, I hope, Because you never know, Cassidra. You never know what might happen out here in these streets.
Then I stop right there. Oh, they busting. Do we take cover?
Can you open the door? Oh man. Jimmy, open my door. You see him?
What if instead of design?
All right, and this remind me of that story of that brother Robert Charles. Y'all should. Ida B. Wells wrote a book about it. Something about New Orleans, but brother was attacked and ended up having to take out like 30-some people because he was minding his own business.
It was like, look, I'm not opening that door. Peace and blessings.
Door is open.
Terry Clark Hughes Jr., 39-year-old, was killed. It was a tank, and all of these officers, in my opinion, was a simple warrant. Now, I'm going to play this news video that's going to give you some more details about the situation. And
all right. Anyway, 4 of them ended up was trying to take the brother out. They was trying to violate him, but and it was what it was. You want to say something about that? Yeah.
He wasn't having it.
Yeah.
Sad part about it is he did die, but didn't he shoot like 4 police officers?
Yeah, 4 of them went out with him.
All right, now I'm just saying that you got to go out, take some with you, take some company. Don't go out by yourself. Take some company with you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I'm not condoning violence, but I do condone and you defending yourself. and taking company with you. Don't go by yourself. Now rest with that.
Yeah. It's like, and really, yeah, get the book Mob. You can listen to the book on YouTube, Mob Rule in New Orleans or whatever. But at the end of the day, Cassidra, this is all I can tell you is to learn to speak Neanderthal, and maybe you'll start to make steps in the right direction.
Leave black people alone.
That's right.
There's a white kid. You see the white kid, back of the white kid's head, and he's up on this black dude's face. So I'm like, oh, they're on a school bus, and he tries to hit the brother on a school bus. You know, the bullying tactic. And when I tell you this brother mopped his up, woo! I think they were in, I don't know, it looked like the 8th grade or something. But boy, the way he beat this kid, that kid might be going back a grade. No, Tommy, you're gonna have to go back.
You see what happens in the wild?
One.
And the school punished the black kid, of course, right? Because guess what kind of school
but
he's
this
in?
is what happens because you're in their school. This is what happened. Your child can't even defend themselves without getting in trouble. No, the white boy, did we see the tape? The white boy walked up on the black boy. Why did he walk up on him? And see, we don't have no arguments. This is what happens. The parents don't come or the parents don't have an argument. What are lawsuits at? We have to start filing lawsuits against these schools. But my thing is, take your children. Your son shouldn't even have to go through this. This should not be something that's happening to your children. Take your children out of these schools. How many times we got to tell you? And why we got to tell you, keep telling you the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Get your children out of these schools. Because nothing fair is going to happen to your children. Nothing. You can't go to their jail system. You can't go to their principal's office and they're not going to stand up for your child. You have to stand up for them. But why do they have to go through this? He shouldn't have to fight that early in the morning. Why I got to fight you? Sit down. Then I get in trouble because I done whooped your ass. But you started it.
Dang, this is supposed to be the positive thing. I done messed up. But
well, it was positive because we saw that he didn't tolerate no bullying. That's the net lesson of this game here. Stop tolerating their bullying because white folk will bully all the time. This is what they do, and then they expect you not to say nothing, not to do nothing. Just like that white woman touched that black woman just now, and she didn't knock her on the ground. She just knocked her on the ass. Don't touch me, and walked away. Walked to your house. I'm okay. Have a good day. I hope this was a lesson for today. Don't touch me. Leave black folk alone. Don't touch me. And you wouldn't have to pick yourself up off the ground. Period. Now rest with that.
facts. But and I'll just say this, I appreciate the force that went behind this punch and how far he flew back.
Pretty quick.
This is what happens in the wild until you go into their schools and get fully indoctrinated. The coonship wasn't fully. You see how the young girl and the young little brother was the young sister and the young brother was willing to stand up and at least fight and stand their ground, even on a crowd full of whatever they are around them. But the other grown brother was sitting there humiliated, sitting there following behind them, right? But see, that's what happens when you get the coonship fully installed. You know what I'm saying? When you graduate, and then you know that you're best to go to work and get that job, you know what I'm saying? And work till you're 75, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe you can live like and eat cat food for the last 15 years of your life, you know what I'm saying? Maybe. If you don't die at 54 from like heart attacks and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Hang around them, you ain't gonna die with nothing if you can. Look at Red Fox, how much money he had. Look at Bill Cosby. White being given, then take it away, ain't it? Every time you get old, you got money, they coming after it. That's the same. And this is known history. This is what they do, though.
So, but yeah, just appreciate the force that went behind this point.
This white kid, you see the white kid, back of the white kid's head, and he's up on this black dude's face. So I'm like, oh, they're on a school bus, and he tries to hit the brother on a school bus. The bullying tactic. And when I tell you this brother mopped his up, woo, I think they were in, I don't know, it looked like the 8th grade or something. But boy, the way he beat this kid, that kid might be going back a grade. No, Tommy, you're going to have to go back to 2nd grade.
See, hopefully it's a pivotal point, right? Hopefully, right, the coonship is not fully installed in this young kid, right? He could be the one that leads us to prosperity. You know what I'm saying? That this how we handle this situation, because a lot of times the ones that stand up like that, that's the ones that they try to make an example of, you know. But that's why you pull your children out of their school. That's why we saw those brothers and sisters at the beginning, like they took the oxtails and realized the delicacy in it and turned it into billions, right? And then the difference now is you don't let anybody price you out of your own market. You know what I'm saying? You always are able to control your own market, you know? Except for when it comes to resources. And then those are things that you are really gonna have to go back to nature for. Like it is what it is. Like a lion and something else in the same territory, right? Is going to do whatever to protect this baby. I seen a bird that's like 1/10 the size of my dog, right? Because my dog got close to the bush where it had its nest at, the bird swooped down at my dog, right? Like ain't like full on started attacking it, but it did swoop down like multiple times. Like, yo, get away from my nest.
There's a
You know what I'm
warning.
saying?
Yep.
That's
Here's
just
a warning.
how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's how nature. Everything in nature, except for one thing, right? Is one thing that can't go out into the sun. But it's also one thing that doesn't fight for like survival, but somehow we reproduce, you know? It's amazing. So I don't know what to tell you. You want to say anything else though, Cassidra?
Nope, I'm listening. Good job.
Oh no, well we about to wrap it up because it's like um it's Drapetomania, right? And like I said, like Drapetomania is like when like the white bitch was mad, like, well, they have this attitude and all. It's because you aren't saying yes sir and yes ma'am. They be like, when you're on your job, they try to get you in trouble and all of that stuff. But that's because we need to really like put them out of business. You know what I'm saying? I wish every day that I could put my job out of business. You know, I guess it sounds weird, but I do. I hope they like all like go down in like flames or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because they like pieces of shit, you know. But that's just their whole system is a system, right? Where it's a corporation. America is a corporation there to make money, and one of the best ways to make money is to start war, and the war also allows you to weaken the people and take their resources. And the best way to do that is to get them to be at war with each other and then say, hey, well, I'll be your friend, and then go on the other side, I'll be your friend. You know, like like millions of black people died so that BP could exist. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, until we learn how to put aside our tribal differences and to use what we have and to control what we have and go back to those things about nature, like the bird, you know what I'm saying, who went at my dog would easily kill that bird, but it didn't care because it got too close to the nest. My dog wasn't even thinking about the nest. Now imagine if my dog was seeking that nest, you know what I'm saying? What you think would happen? You know, the bird probably would have died, but you know, that's just how nature works, you know. So
But
you got
even the bird was ready to fight, right, for his family. Even knowing that he could have died, he was still willing. And that's what a lot of black people aren't willing to do. They're not willing to die for change. They're not willing to die for their child's freedom. They're not willing to die for the future of our children. We're willing to keep this shit up, to keep doing the same stuff over and over and over and over and over and over. We rather fight against each other than to fight against the enemy who's really holding you down. You rather go in there and flip their hamburgers than to go on strike for more pay. You understand what I'm saying? But this is what we do. This is what we do. We don't want change because we don't want to work for change. We don't want to work at nothing. We want to continue doing stuff the same way over and over and over. No change. I'm gonna stand with my master. I got you, master. I'm gonna fight against these niggas over here. I'm gonna fight against these black people. But you black yourself. What are you doing? Just like the woman, she just told on the girl driving the car. What she said? Y'all had to left her alone. What? She just ran over 4 of your people, and you side with her? Are you stupid? But I guarantee you that white girl wouldn't have sided with her. I guarantee you, if the shoe was on the other foot, that white girl wouldn't have never sided with her. Not especially if she ran over some white folk. Okay, that white person gonna side with they side every time. But we never do that. We don't want change for real. We just want to keep crying about it. Want people to feel sorry for you. I'm done feeling sorry for black folk. I'm telling you what, you can come to Africa and build 5 different businesses right off the bat. 5 different businesses right off the bat. But you rather stay there and put up with a whole lot of crap that you ain't got to put up with. You rather stand there and keep going through crazy stuff. Keep allowing your children to go through stuff on their schools. Keep allowing you keep going through stuff on your job instead of you doing something different just for your freedom. And I rest with that.
Yeah, facts. And before I let them have the last words, I'm gonna say shouts out to my brother Anthony who was in the building. I appreciate you coming through, my brother.
Welcome.
I'm sorry that chitlins cost so much nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Karma 804. I appreciate you for listening. Much love to Karma 804. Shouts out to Matron in the building. Make sure y'all subscribe to Matron, much love to Nicole in the building. I appreciate Nicole for listening. Much love to you. Shouts out to Jermaine in the building and everybody else who was listening. And for the last words, I will let this brother and this sister have the last words because they could do better than me. It always freezes.
In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent. Must have a conscience. The United States has none. In order for nonviolence to work, your opponent must have a conscience. The United States has none.
All right, damn, I don't know. That's messing it up, so.
We heard it though.
All right, yeah, you heard it? All right, so my computer freezing up. I can't even stop it or whatever. But anyway, all right, here we go. Let me see.
So that's what survival means. In order to be self-autonomous, it means that the group has to have within its control the means to assure its survival.
All right.
You can't depend on nobody else to do that.
All right.
That's not going to happen. That's not the way the world works. Now, what are the chief obstacles to survival? Okay, let's just be real. What are they? One is nature. You got to have within the means of the group some way for the group to survive earthquakes, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, whatever. All right? So nature is one. Other men and women who might want to take your land, water, means of survival.
All right.
And yourself.
All right.
You can't become no cotton picking drug addict, alcoholic, kill yourself.
All
right?
That's right.
Okay. Those are the obstacles. Now, the culture that we pass down from generation to generation is supposed to help the group to survive and to be self-autonomous. The major way that we pass this culture on is through what? Groups. Family, church, school, organizations like this. All right. Those are the means. Okay, now, unfortunately for us, we live in a country where the overriding values of the country are against us. For instance, these overriding values put in the positions of privilege people who are white, people who are male, and people who are wealthy. And these three groups dominate the society. So when we talk about teaching our children instrumental values like equality, liberty, fraternity, etc., we are talking about ordering those values under the institutional values of race, gender, and wealth, so that more white people get equality, liberty, and fraternity than black people, more men get equality, liberty, and fraternity than women, and more wealthy people get equality, liberty, and fraternity than poor people. You get it? All right. All right.
All right, yeah, y'all can listen to that whole thing, but at the end of the day, black people do not get it, you know.
Titled what I want to share with you tonight called Black People Still Don't Get It.
And I got a just as confused face as she has even to this day. I have an even more confused face because it's like 30 years later or 40 years later. So my face is even more confused. All right, so shouts out to you, Cassidra. Thanks for coming through anyway. I appreciate y'all. And everybody who was listening. I see it was more people than it say, but I appreciate all y'all listening.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, and so as always, man, we have, well, first of all, get Drapetomania, but we have got to start standing for something or we're going to keep falling for anything.
Peace, family.